Welcome back, everyone. Let's play Arms Trade Tycoon Tanks, episode number 2 in our first series on this. Really, this is just demo gameplay, but we'll see how far that takes us. In my experience, it'll take us pretty far. Now, everything has really been flipped on its head compared to, I don't know what would happen. Like, the difficulty setting, which I can show, has always been set on the default, which is Engineer, for me. And that's not correct either. But anyway, I don't know why things are so much easier, because it's the same difficulty level, maybe some adjustment made by the developer, could be. So I've been like testing things in between episode 1 and this one, and I think we have to make a course correction. Everything we've done so far is like okay, but what we're actually going to do is we're going to buy into our prototype. So this is our Mark 1 prototype. It was only supposed to be a prototype and not become a production item, but we're going to see in a moment that that's not necessary. In fact, it'll be pretty good for us to just start producing this thing ASAP. So I actually want to ramp up production as quickly as possible. What I'm going to do is spend 10 large ones on sub-assembly line. I don't know if this is optimal or not. So we're off the rails. I mean, not that we were ever on the rails. We haven't really streamlined the gameplay. But we're going to buy this because I want the increase in the assembly time. I mean, supposedly this is 20% increase to production. That's fantastic. Now, in the meantime, we want to wait probably like one more day because I still need to manage. We still need to manage our funds to a degree. So it doesn't, I might as well wait for the salary hit to roll over, which happens at the end of the month, or the first day of the new month, I guess. You know, overnight. So we want to wait one more day for that, which means all we need to do is set a research. Now the first one I already mentioned, has it actually been made official yet? The first contract news? Did they officially announce like what? No, they haven't. But we kind of have an idea that, well, I have an idea, a very good idea, that it'll be around soft attack, not reliability, soft attack, protection, and mobility. So in the meantime, I've been directing us down the secondary guns line, and you know what, the benefit is a lot of these things end up being able to help with the primary weapons as well. So I think some of these double up, like telescopic sight. This helps hard accuracy, so it'll be helpful for our primary guns as well. So I'm going to do light side feed machine gun, even though this is not, the gun itself is not that important. But actually both of these modifications are useful. And I actually wrote myself a little Python script, 103. So I just go over here, type in 103 into my function, and it tells me 35 is how many I need to do this correctly. It told me 3 days, but I didn't mention that. So going down to 34 should pop us up. It does. So I wrote a script because I'm lazy. I don't want to figure it out. So we just run my little script, and it'll tell me what is the optimal number of people to put on this project. So 35 in this case. Even though it doesn't really matter because we don't need to micromanage that too much. In fact, one of the things I think I probably should do a little bit better is not use my engineer. I may even want to skimp on research a little bit because it was really fast and furious the first time I played this. I don't know. Now things are, I mean, it was so hard to get a good contract, and then to get, everything had to be perfect. But now there's so much more flexibility in everything. First of all, the contracts I was playing for, I remember I said 26,000. Oh, that's going to be 89 over. The difficulty must also shift the max weight requirement for the contracts, because the contract that we're going to be playing for is 28,000, which is a ton. I mean, not literally just a ton. It's 2 tons more Yeah, it's a lot more space to play with. So we're gonna be A-okay on our contracts. I'm feeling like, I mean, as long as we don't do something stupid to bankrupt ourselves with our money, we're in really good shape. Okay, so that said, we have trials going on. We have our research set. 5 extra people. What are we gonna do? Well, we might as well. I don't think we've done any engineering at all so far. So 1 design there, one. Okay, we have a rear cab we could do. We could upgrade the gun, the secondary. Actually, we put a lot of effort into our engine so far. Now, by the way, I was planning to use the Ricardo. It is much, much better. Turns out, new plan, we're not going to do that. We're actually going to use the Daimler Knight because although it's going to be worse, it's going to be so much less expensive, and profit is the thing here. So we actually want to, it's really cool. I really like this. Oh my gosh. Let me try to say what I mean. Before, I had to choose the best every time and like barely make a profit, and I had to research all these things to make sure I had the best one because I had to win the contract, and then, you know, everything was so critical and on a tightrope act. Now I can actually make cool decisions like, do I want to win the contract by more? Or do I want to use a less perfect part that'll still get the job done because it'll meet the specs of the military requirement? So we'll ultimately need to use the Ricardo engine for a future contract. But now we actually can use like more of a historical flow to things, which I don't know, it's nice that we don't have to use the best engine ahead of time. We can kind of build like what the Mark 1 was, which was with this engine. So anyways, we'll throw some stuff on here. And so now I want to be paying attention to man hours might be the most important thing. We want to build these tanks. We want to build them quickly. But money is also pretty important. That said, if we have an opportunity to get 4 extra mobility, then that's worth it. So we'll do that. This is pretty cheap overall. We'll get that. I don't see enough of a benefit there. Again, I don't see enough of a benefit there. So, you know, still picky. This one, absolutely, 2032. So only this one is cheaper, but yeah, this was fine. And weight, like 2,000 kilograms is so much extra weight that we have available. We can kind of go crazy. We can do whatever we want, and we will always find a way to make it work. The only problem with this is going to be that I don't know if our 5 engineers are going to be able to do this in any kind of a timely manner. So the engines are not... yeah, we're already at 45, which means this will take 9 days. I think I can handle 9 days. But we might also not need to do this. I might be better off just saving my money. So 2031. That's okay to me. This is a bit expensive, but nice agility. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, so what are we up to now? 52. So that'll also take 11 days. I don't feel like that is worth it. So we have to make a decision. We either have to... Well, maybe that is okay. Okay, maybe that is okay. I don't even know why we're making this. Okay, so we already have a base engine. This is not going to go on the prototype because the prototype is already built. And we're about to start producing it. So I'm going to cancel this. And we have 5. So what I'll probably do here is just min-max a little bit. I'll fire these guys for the end of the month so we don't have to pay them. Saves us 1,000 money. We'll just advance to the next day. Okay, and our money ticked down. So now we're good to go. So let's go ahead and hire a lot of workers. Every worker that we can. From here on, we're gonna hire tons of workers, and then we're gonna get them going too. We want to I mean, in theory, I could just hire a ton of engineers now. They'll work for free, just fire them. I don't know, this will probably be patched out later, but it's, you know, it's an option right now. So I'm actually going to start building the Mark 1 prototype. The thing is, the contracts they're just so darn expensive. Sorry, no, they're so time limited. Not thinking about what I'm saying. So we can maybe get 2 here. $8 days. Okay, we can get 3. Oh, perfect. So we can get 3 of these to start, because after 11 days, the new building upgrade will come in, and then we'll want to restart a new production run, because I think the benefit does not apply to. I highly doubt it applies to production runs which are already underway, since I feel like I did do this in a game. I did have this benefit kick in the middle of a production run, and I didn't notice any difference in time, and 20% should be very noticeable. But I can't say that I wrote down the termination date, the deadline for the end of the production run. It's possible it did change, and I just missed it. We'll find out here. Oh no, we won't find out, but I'm going to start this. So we have a very high need for some more resources. They'll be coming in a couple of days though, so we're in good shape. So good, this will finish in 11 days, and then we'll have the upgrade 2 days after that. That sounds good. This is only 3 tanks, but that's something to start with. Okay, so now we have nobody idle. Let's just press play, go for 2 more days. Okay, goods are delivered. Oh my gosh, this is the worst, one of the worst returns that I've ever seen. It is random every time, and if I was to reload the game, we could get a better number than this, and I'm actually quite surprised it's so low. So we got 3100 high carbon steel, and unfortunately that is the most important one that I'm missing. Okay. Karma for firing those workers. I was giving them a couple days unpaid vacation. The fact that they missed the collection of wages at the beginning/end of the month is not my fault, or actually it is exactly my fault. Alright, engineers, yeah, so we only need to hire workers right now. Okay, well, we're probably gonna need some more high carbon steel, and Ottoman Empire doesn't have any to offer us, so we'll just buy it here, I guess. I'll take another 1,000. Okay, yeah, we'll just buy another 1,000. Alright, that wasn't too expensive. I think we will need that. It's definitely the item. It's the lowest. It's the most outstanding item which needs to be increased. Medium carbon being like a close second. How's medium carbon doing? Oh yeah, we have it arriving, so we'll be fine. Because in my, foresight on the matter, I have already purchased more of that, so it's arriving tomorrow. Okay, we have new research to do. I probably need to hire 5 more engineers, but let's find out. So I got this. Accurate fire would be another good one. I think one of these at least has soft accuracy. There it is. And this, yeah. So let's get this one next. 188. Yep. So we'll need. Wow. I think this is 38, but what was it? 188. Yeah, it's 38. Okay, so we need 3 more people. And it should take us from, yep, there it is, 6 to 5. Alright, good. So start this. And now we don't need to push so hard because we're using the prototype. That's what we're going to submit. So there's no urgency to do the new new engineering, like development of parts. What's next for us? We have 5 days, 1 day for this, so let's let that happen. Yeah, this is much better. Got almost all of this, even though it was not entirely, it was, not guaranteed that that would happen. So we have 4 more days before this research finishes. I think that's all we need to do. Okay, here we go. So we know this is it. 28,000 firepower soft, mobility, and protection. Yeah, this is, it's so much more generous than what I was dealing with in my like private playthroughs. So there it is, set up here. Now we're just gonna wait for a contract where we can submit, and there's different types of contracts. There's experimental. You don't even have to have a working version of the tank that you want to submit. It's a blueprint, which means it's the end product of the design phase. You don't even have to have done the trials on it. So the experimental one is you just have to have developed the parts so that it's a cohesive blueprint. But you don't need the actual tank. However, if you win the contract, you're probably already behind on production to get the tank going. So I kind of regret firing the workers that I fired last time. The engineer plus minus thing, like tossing those up and down, I think that's fine, but turns out the workers are just really important. So we need to buy it, pick up these workers. Oh yeah, I mean there's 5 for hire. We'll take them. Just whenever they become available, we need to pick them up. And this will be finishing in 7 more days. We can add those guys to the number. It looks like I'm a crazy man trying to produce tanks that we don't have a buyer for yet. But I'm that confident that we're going to win this contract. And we are barely going to make the deadline if we start producing right now. So 3 more days for the research. Okay, so our competition is fierce. Notice that they're using this dual gun system. And in this new, I don't know, maybe I'm accidentally on easy mode. Maybe it's not supposed to be this way. But we're actually going to beat their contract with our prototype. Okay, accurate fire. Let's go over there. It's done. So we could go to gun crew. So we kind of actually finished the main ones we need to or want to have done for machine guns. The only thing we may want to do is start getting like gun crew stuff. This is going to help with the heart attack. The heart attack. The big guns. Helping those, hard accuracy, stuff like that. As far as hull goes, we did complete... Oh, no. Sorry, turrets? No, it was mobility that we completed a lot of stuff on the running gear. Yeah, this one's looking pretty good. I do like getting these first, though, because they are there's a lot of benefit to that. Let's look at hull. So I could put the chicken wire on... again, so... we don't need any of this stuff. We basically have to start preparing for the assault, like heavy assault, anti-tank contract, for which I'm sure our prototype will not work. So we might as well start gearing up for that. Protection is going to be a thing, and so is firepower. Yeah, obviously the hard attack. So we can get these two. These are very good to have, but they are not things that we need to research and develop. So, they are things we need to develop into a part. They're just ammo types which are available for the tank upon the design phase. So let's get those later. I could always... Let's go with the hull. Actually, let me get extended hull, because then I can get the Skeens ball mount. Did I already get that? I know there's 2 ways of getting it. Yeah, it's over here. So I could get it here, but that's... I don't need almost anything else in that. So I think getting it from these 2, which, by the way, if you look, this is only going to be 2,600. It's going to be the same cost as... Yes, that's crazy. It'll be the same cost to do 2 of these. Now, that may not be exactly true, because of the rounding. Okay, this is 33. I can tell it's 33. Okay, good. So we will have some people available for a contract here. I mean, for a development project. So let's get the chaser hull so we can get the extended hull. 3 days gives us a little bit of time. And there's stuff like there's little projects we can pick up when we have these downtimes, like building a rear cab. I don't really need anything on it. I'm pretty content to leave the man hours like nothing. So we're not going to put even the reinforced rivets or anything like that on it. We can do that later if we so want. But for now, I just want it like basically as is. The thing is, it only takes 5. I know, I've done this so many times. It only takes 5 days to do this one. Well, our secondaries are actually pretty much ready to go, so we might as well build our super secondary. And this won't take that long. Okay, so we have 2 -2 repairability, or 2 + 2 reliability, -2 crew aiming. I think that I prefer the joined clips. It is a bit more expensive though. Yeah. The thing I don't like is the -2 crew aiming, but okay, that's fine. So this thing's jumped up from, what, 26 to 41. So he's complaining that we probably don't want to do this. It'll take 12 days, which means that we need 1 more engineer, and then we can do it in just 2 days. But you know what? We actually don't need to do that because our research project itself is going to take... Yeah, but, you know, well, let's do it. Let's get 1 more engineer, because then I can do the cab project too. So hire 1 more. Yeah, this will work nicely. So go back to secondary. By the way, how much does this... Oh, it's only 30 man hours to start. So all these things definitely add up. Yeah. Okay, now it's only 2 days. That's perfect. Oh, we could add this. This doesn't add any soft attack, but it adds hard accuracy. No, I mean, it's going to further more complicate this thing. So we need to rename it, and this is where the unfortunate... So if there, we only have 3 more spaces, but we erased secondary. Obviously, the word itself would not have fit. It will not fit if I tried to retype it. It's kind of goofy. So I hope they extend this like all the way. Give us all that space. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and start that. 2 days, good. Oh, man, there's so many times I've done it where I've accidentally clicked when I was still on only 1 worker being applied, just to see how many man days it'll take. And then the project is like stuck for like 18 days while the 1 guy works on it, and you can't cancel it. Ugh. And there's also an unfortunate thing. You can actually see that there's a cancel and pause option in the assembly line. It just doesn't work yet, which is unfortunate because we need it. I've needed to cancel contracts before. I basically had to reload games instead. Hopefully that functionality all gets put in, soon. We'll work around it in the meantime. Okay, 3 days. We'll just go 2 for this design. Okay, there it is. All right, we have a new rival. So there's both our rivals. This one has 30 reputation. I don't know what the heck they've done to get 30 reputation. Actually, the joke is, or not the joke, it's part of the news article. They are well connected. Famous for its obsession. Rumors also indicate this company has very strong ties with high command and government. Yeah. So they have, they have high ties. Hence reputation. Okay. Engineering project was done. So we have 6 people available. We can just choose simple construct the rear cab as it is. Takes 1 day. Just to have that part available in the design screen if we ever need it. Alright, moving on. Chaser hull is done. Alright, so extended hull is next. Oh yeah, and we actually need 100% of our engineers for this. So, oh, look at that. 5 more workers. We'll take them. Okay, going back to research. Now we have 40 people available. And we need all 40 people, obviously. This is basically 200 divided by 40 equals 5. But even 39, 6. So, alright, that's good. So research is moving along nicely. I think in the new flow to the game, you don't have to put 40 people on research. I want to like emphasize this because I don't know if it was necessarily the case before. I probably went bankrupt quicker for doing this, but I felt always the need to get ahead, and now I don't. You know, if we're able to complete this contract with the prototype, then we obviously, the pressure is much lower than it was in my, I gotta stop talking about that, but okay. So, we're using everybody except for 10 workers, but in 1 more day. There it is. We finished 3 of these Mark 1 prototypes. Okay, so now we have 60 workers available. So, let's just get 1 more run of this. And it will take 3 days. I don't know if I think it used to take 4 days, now it takes only 3. So I do want to do this just to eke out 1 more tank in the 2 days left before the upgrade. Probably this is the best way of doing it, is just going 1 tank at a time. That's not true because you saw that it went 4 days to 8 days to only 11 days for the 3rd tank in my first production run, which I just completed. So there is some rounding and stuff like that where, I mean, I actually would like to see, I paid attention to the man hours. The total man hours was scaling linearly with the number of tanks. But I think that for an assembly line type thing, I mean, we're kind of around the time of Gerald Ford and all that. So get that production line type thing going. But even just having people working on the same tank over and over again, they should get better at working at it. Okay. So anyways, now we have 4 of these in stock. That's fantastic. We need to... Again, this high carbon steel is just... Do we have another delivery coming in? Am I crazy? We already got one. Yeah, 3 more days. Okay, we have 1,000 high carbon steel coming in. So we should be okay. I'm not confident about that. You can probably tell. Okay, so this is on the way, and this is 0. And we're not going to get it from the US. Darn you, Carnegie, you're too expensive. So yeah, we'll wait. Okay, 2 more days. Okay, heavy infantry support contract is now available. Experimental contract. Evaluate the requirements, design a proof of concept vehicle, and submit it for trials. So this is very cool. We've already done the trials for ours. Yeah. So we can go over, whoops. We can go over to the, I love this game. This is so cool. We go over to the design. Okay, the contracts. Let's get it looking pretty. There's a little bug there. Heavy infantry support. Let's offer something. First of all, let's look at what our competitors are doing. They're submitting something which is 33 to 55. It has the dual gun, so it has good amount of soft firepower. Our prototype, which was constructed in the demo, in the tutorial I should say, gets a thumbs down for mobility, gets a thumbs down for firepower soft, gets 2 thumbs up for firepower hard. They're probably not expecting much of that. Gets a thumbs down for almost everything else, just except for reliability. So note that even though I generally don't take reliability up type stuff, yeah, I mean, you can see their expectations are 94 for mobility. We're basically there. They expect 87 for firepower soft. just to let you know, if I had gone with the design, the female armored sides, with the dual machine guns, I would probably get a score of 106 or up to like 116, something. I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was 120. I think it was under 120, but it's way over there. I mean, we would be knocking their socks off. But as you can see, even though this is only a 58, it's sufficient. And the really weird thing is going to be when we actually have, I need to like design one other guy so you can see this, but it's a 58 right now. But when it comes time to actually sell them the vehicles, the value of this thing goes up magically. I don't know why or how, but it does. So it actually beats out the one with the higher firepower soft. This makes no sense to me. I probably should just load a game to show you this. Or I don't have a save game right at that point. But anyways, I'm not going to submit this yet. I don't know how it works, but we're going to delay a little bit to make sure that once we win the contract, hopefully there's as much time delay as possible before we actually have to start handing in tanks. Because, yeah, that's when the rubber's supposed to hit the road, and that's why we're doing all this, but that's where things get real tricky. Okay, so we're done with this. That's fantastic. I don't think it had any impact on... Why does it say 2 days? It should be 1 day. Okay. So we got 95% of that instead of 92. Nice. Okay, we finished our one more. So now we have a 20% boost, and we're just kicking it right into gear. So 28 and something 06. So you can see it's scaling linearly. Yeah, so we'll probably go with... Let's just see how the scaling goes. Okay, so 3, 5, 8, 10. So we should do an even number is what it's telling me. By the way, is this continue that way? Oh, so if we do 9, we can actually get... And what's the... Yeah, high carbon steel is the limiting factor. So this would take 22 days for us to get 9 more Mark 1 prototypes. We have 5 in stock. That would give us 14. I don't want to do... I know that this isn't a good number of days and all that. But, or at least before I do that, let me check that there's not any more available for hire. Because we will have the opportunity to hire more workers in the days ahead. But actually, this seems okay to me. I actually think this is going to be okay. We're getting ahead of the curve enough, I believe, that we should be okay. So let's just go ahead and do it. That's 22? Yeah, okay. So let's just hit start. And another thing we could do is, now that the maintenance of this place is up to 2,000, we can actually zero out the maintenance by upgrading this. It's basically 10,000 up front to save 2,000 of maintenance per month. I think this is worth it. The buildings all start with only 1,000 maintenance, which means doing this right away is not worth it. But as soon as you get one other upgrade, it is worth it. Now, every time you upgrade everything, or anything really, it does increase fire risk, accident risk, sabotage. I mean, it does increase everything. So that's the downside. So you know what? No, I won't do that. Okay, so 1 day left. Nobody is idle, so that's my key. Extended hull is done. Okay. So now we have the Skeens ball mount, which is good. That's my favorite one. What do we want? So our vision is already moving towards the hard attack version, the heavy assault one. We do need to monitor how many days left. 18. Okay. I'll probably submit with like 3 days left, just to be safe. So, hard attack. I guess getting at least... Well, maybe getting the second Mark... Wait. Isn't there an upgraded mail Mark 1? Oh, there it is. Wow. It is very late. That might be a little ambitious to get that far. I think we can do... Well, let's do at least one of these, just so we have an option to increase the thickness of our armor. And this will only take 33 people. So we'll have 21 engineering days worth of development parts. Yeah, so what have we got so far? Yeah, I don't know why we have a Mark V like granted to us. I guess you get one for free. I do want a Mark V. I mean, there's more stuff I want to add to... Wow. We already have the Endicine beam? I might be able to... No, I don't want this because the 2 stealth is actually not worth it. And we have the Skeen's ball mount, so I can use those. Huh. I guess I could make this. It's probably too expensive to do in terms of research time it'll take. But... And it won't have the other tech stuff. But... 84. Holy crap. Well, 84 does happen to be exactly 7 times 12, so at least I'm not, like, wasting any engineering days on this. But that means we'll have to be very lucky to find another research that doesn't take that many engineers. You know what? I'm okay with that. Even if we lose a day of engineering, this is a good candidate for the heavy assault. Yeah, let's do it. So they'll be out for 12 days. We can always buy a couple more engineers, hire them. Just take the hit on money. Hopefully the contract pays off in a big way. Okay, 3 more days. Alright, so we have one of those, and that's again perfect for the turret. Since we just spent money, we just designed a hull that does not have the increase in armor. So we'll want to get, if we want increased protection for any of the tanks, we'll have to do it on the turret. Or design another Mark V, which is also not that hard to do, but it takes time. Alright, where are we going from here? I think we got to move on to a different category besides structure. Both hull and turret seem like we've done a pretty good job. I guess we could stand to get this is the continental or international. That's right. Yeah, let's look at mobility for another moment. Oh yeah, we have the side valve engine which we could get, and it would be nice to have one of the upgrade techs. Just in case we want to make our engine a little bit... I mean, let's see. 3.5 man-hours. I'd rather pay more materials and have less man-hours, so this is probably the better one for me. But let's... Okay, so this is exactly... Well, let me do the math. Oh, I have it. 38. 38 with 4 days. Otherwise, it'll take 5 days. But we can just have it take 5 days. Lose 1 day of research. Otherwise, we have to get 5 engineers. Okay, let's keep that in the back of our brains. And we could do this one. 7. Oh god, that's... What is that? 157. 40. Huh. Yeah, of course, because 160. Durr. Okay, let's go back and do the other one then. Yeah, you know what? We'll take the 5 days. I'm okay with it. Alright, so here's the heavy assault tank. 31,000 is just so much. I mean, it's actually hard to find a way to use that much. Anyway. Oh no. I missed the contract. Oh god. Oh god. Oh no. We have to reload. 1 second. I think I'm just delirious or something. I don't know what my problem is. Because the autosave is today, so it didn't take me backwards at all, but the heavy infantry support is still here. So what is my problem? I don't know why I was freaking out. Oh, we have plenty of time on that. So let me just take note of when exactly, 15 days from today. So let's just put 10 days into our calendar. So the end of the month, at the beginning of June, let's submit our design, even though we already know which one design it's going to be. Sounds good. So we have to submit it before the production here is done. Good. Fine. We still have 3 engineers left over. Why? Oh, because we had 33 and it only took 30 to do this. Okay, good. So we'll keep going. Yeah, there it is. And then I went like crazy over here. And I don't know, maybe... I don't know why I freaked out. Okay, well... See, we're over time, but I really want to get to this contract, so... Uh-oh. Is research not advancing? It's stuck. Oh boy. Okay, let me try to reload again. Oh, damn it. I hope they fix that. Go 1 day. Oh my god, it's bugged. Why? Huh. Well, I'm going to have to call this video to a close here and then just replay what we did. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Better figure this out though. For now, let me just call this video to a close. I'll try to figure out what to do here. So thanks for watching. Until the next one, stay safe and take care.